chatting, see my session plans draft lah. But now, okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
But now I have finished the colors and have did some background for the original building. And the upper plan is the section B2B scales 1 to 50, and the borders is the A to A scales 1 to 100.
Your section AA, can't see your section AA shown on the plan. Can I see? Where is section AA on plan?
The lower, the bottom.
Yeah, I mean on plan. I'm trying to see how the section is the way you want it to be shown on section on your plan.
Okay.
Have you shown on your plan where section AA is? AA?
Let me see the site plans. Is there from there, and the area is come for this one. See like this. From this.
So you haven't drawn that one yet. You haven't drawn the line on plan.
What?
Where is section AA? Where is section? Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a plan? Yeah, you need to draw that. You need to draw the line, or else your plan looks incomplete without that.
Okay.
Yep.
So where is it? Sure is where section A and where section BB.
Okay, wait now.
Dia punya concrete slab tu tak besar ke chicken? Dia punya apa tu? 1/100 tu.
Okay. The section A is here.
Itulah sebab saya duduk tengah tengok ni, which one, the concrete ke, the planter box ke, I'm trying to understand.
Kalau paving tak ada besar-besar tu. Kalau concrete jenuh nak angkat besar-besar tu.
Oh ni this one eh?
The plan, yeah. 1:100. Berapa meter sikit?
Unless it is just a concrete line.
Concrete line ya.
Kalau concrete line, concrete stamping, then we have some macam roof line, something like that, expansion joint or something, then it will be logic lah. But if let's say this one, she said that this is the interlocking pebbles, no lah.
Okay, very. Yeah. So where is your section then? AA?
Yeah, wait lah.
Yeah, can you just draw a free line first? Draw a free line. You can do that later.
Never mind. You just draw a free line.
Okay.
Pick the pen and then you just do a line to show us.
And just for example, like that's the line. Just draw that line. Okay, then you know. Okay. All right.
Okay, and then wait. Okay. And then a B is here.
Oh, are you saying it's almost outside the side? AA? Section AA?
Yeah. Wait,
Oh, I see. Or
Macam mungkin
probably
kot.
AA is like this. Am I right?
Is that right?
Because I can see
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
this is your
yeah, yeah, yeah.
structure, and
Then I don't.
structure your structure seem like you have cut
Ah,
Yeah.
you
And
have
then the
cut the
back
structure,
and then the background is all the trees behind it.
and then you
yeah,
have
the
this.
forest.
But I'm trying to relate. What is this in the section and this
Wall.
in the plan?
I
Is it
think
a
that's a wall.
wall?
A wall. Is that a wall?
This one, yeah,
Yeah,
was
Yes.
yeah.
because
And
it's hyper than the higher than
oh, higher.
the
Okay.
other pace last. You
Then you
can
have the
refer
step.
the we can refer the B. Then you can see their positions. They have the different height of the positions.
Oh, I see. This one is the structure, and then this is higher. This is a
Yeah,
bit lower. This one, and
yeah,
then this is flat, something like that.
yes,
And
yes,
this supposed to be your borrow images at the back lah. I mean
yeah.
the
The
adjacent
forest. Same.
forest.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, and the section BB is
Come from this pace.
okay, which
Can you see my arrow? The view is from like this.
oh, so I assume that you cut from here, is it? Wait,
Come from this one, this pace.
looking that way. Am I right?
Yes. No, no. It's lower.
Ya, yeah, dia tak duduk pokok belah kanan tu.
Tak ada pokok tu.
Dia sampai
Belah
sini je, sikit sampai sini
kanan.
je, sampai sini je ke bawah.
Sampai mana?
Sampai situ. Daripada betul tepi walkout tu.
Okay.
Tak ada pokok tepi ni. Tak ada pokok tepi ni. Which is this tree here. Okay, walkout behind shrubs. So what is this tree behind this shelter here? This tree here?
This one?
This behind in your section AA. Where is this tree
one is
behind the shelter?
Have
one,
you
yeah.
seen the tables? The
Yeah.
trees.
It's this one, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But since you've got space here, why don't you cut the section all the way up until the end?
Because I don't know how to draw these ones. I cannot understand what is this. This is the
No, this is
right?
don't ignore this line here. Ignore this line. This is just the roof.
Oh.
The space is like that. The space is like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Later I did the tree here.
Yeah, then you can draw the tree here.
No, the thing is, if you draw the tree, the tree will somehow camouflage the elevation of the roof. Faham tak? Macam ni kan, the tree is actually can become a backdrop of the the front kan, the front elevation tu. Jadi kita lukis pokok, it become it will camouflage lah the ni. Okay, let's say you have the tree there, lepas tu you have that roof punya line, roof punya line you draw a very thin line, alamak. Dia probably macam tu lah. You need to refer to the photo
Okay.
Dia macam tu dia something like that. So you don't have to draw the roof line all the way. So this will be the tree. Macam something like that. So if you do it this way, your section will look complete. Tahu tak? Normally kita ada macam nak bagi nampak dia complete, we enframe kan it with trees or something so that it look complete.
Okay, thank you.
Lepas tu kat sini probably dia macam gini lah. This is the slab next to it.
And then I think the backdrop or your trees here, this one doesn't looks like looks like big shrubs here.
Yes.
I've shown you some of your friends this morning. It should at least be like that, of different height, something like that. Right?
Or probably just a silhouette. You don't have to color.
Yeah. You don't have to color the backdrop because it looks like it's just a
Part of
backdrop.
your design.
Okay.
Mm.
If the section has if the top section is too close, then you don't draw the whole tree. Just draw the bottom foliage will be enough already. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But for the section wise, the cutting section, the cut section of the apa nama tu? The cutting section lah over here. What you need to do is to thicken the line.
Yeah, thicken the
Yes,
line.
thicken the line a bit.
Okay.
For example ni kan, I'm sorry, I don't know how. Oh, Dr. Din dah buat. Line dia jadi tebal lagi Dr. Din
Memang tebal lah. Tak
Apa
boleh
tahu
buat
macam
apa.
mana nak buat, tak erti.
Nanti takut sudah ingat
Nak
tebal
cerita pun spoil lah kan. Nak cerita pun spoil.
Ha?
Nak tunjuk tak berapa sampai.
This one done, already checked on site, and then today.
Ijaz tengah cakap dia.
Tengah meeting kat sebelah hari Senin.
Okay. Okay, that's about it. Let's look at your perspective. Isometric and perspective.
This is my isometry plan, and it shows the exercise area of me is this one place.
Where is that? Where is that?
This one.
This one here.
This place. The beside the height, that one's length.
The green area. The
actually
green area. The exercise area.
Yeah.
But I would prefer, that even though you want to draw the only exercise area, but I prefer you to draw also put the context, also.
Yes. Zing Yu, there's something that I would like to suggest lah. What if over here you already propose different level, like 1, 2, 3 different level, and this I believe. Can you see my cursor? Can you see my hand here? Okay.
Yes.
I believe that your exercise area is over here. Okay, logically, do you really need to raise up the level? Okay, just to put the exercise on top, or it can be flat area. It can be sit on the flat area only instead.
Okay.
This is the exercise area, am I right?
Oh, it's raised on platform.
Yes. Why do we have to raise? That is the question. What if you have a flat area over here, kan? And then okay, and this another thing. Is there any justification on why do you need to raise up the platform for the exercise area?
Since I want to let it see not too complete in the one space, and if I make it higher, it will not all things focus in one space lah. So maybe
Dia nak play with different heights ni rasanya.
Oh, I see. Tapi itulah sebab dia kecil tu, the area is very small, then you raise up only at that area. The bad thing is that when you take a look at the plan, if you stay here, your view towards the pond is blocked by that thing. That is the rationale of design lah.
Can you at least can you cut the height to half the height now?
Yes.
At least half.
This
Okay,
one.
I think we appreciate you trying to make a different level,
Yes,
but maybe if you can cut the thing to, let's say this is your section line, maybe cut to this point here, maybe at least that point there.
Yeah, probably cut into half. You know, the bad thing, the unpleasant thing, another unpleasant thing is that when you sit over here to do the exercise and whatsoever, you are actually close to the rooftop. And if I were you, I will climb on the rooftop ni, jalan-jalan ni. Kan? That's what I love to do. Kan? No, it's a logic. Duduk tani, when you raise up too high, okay, first thing, technically, you have a step. Are the step enough for you to reach that level? Technically. Kalau ni, if you have this thing very high, you need almost 1.5 or 2 meters. Kalau yang ni biasanya if the structure like this, you need 2.5 meter clearance tau until you reach the apa ni. I need to talk on technical lah sebab dia nampak tak logik. Okay, this is the roof. Okay, clearance from the what we call that, the floor to the roof is at least 2.5 meter. So you need 2.5 to reach to the top. Okay, when you have 2.5 to reach to the top, you have to provide a lots of steps. Okay, when you need to put lots of steps, this area is not sufficient for you to provide the step. You have to start from outside.
Because
Technically it's like that. So it's not logic unless you raise down, you raise up only a bit like this. Okay, so you create different level, but the environment or the feeling is still pleasant lah. Masih harmony.
because because at that height, you get that you would at least you need 24 steps to go up to that height.
Yes, exactly.
You know.
So there is no problem for you to create different height, but berpada-pada lah kan, macam jangan berlebihan.
I think 1 meter, 1.5 meter.
Yes.
It's enough already. So
Yes,
you
yes.
maybe you need maybe about 5 or 6 steps, and that's it. Good enough already.
Even 500 or 1 meter is good enough.
Yeah, good
For
enough
you
already.
to create different level.
Yeah.
Understand?
Okay, understand.
And you need to take a look at this again. What is the height of this? Your shelter, pergola or something. You have to ensure that from here, from apa ni, the floor to the top of the beam ataupun sampai beam sebelum roof lagi is 2.5. Cannot be lower than that sebab nanti tak lepas kepala. Okay, and then the overall probably dalam 3 meter. So you need to take a look at that whether this one is already follow the scale.
Okay.
And this one. Okay, next thing is in this one. Okay, this is what? Apa dia ni? Untuk apa? Because whatever you propose, the height that you propose and the feature that you propose should have a story behind it and should have logic in terms of function. Tahu, you tak boleh propose naik macam tu saja. It have to have a story behind it, why and the reason why. Okay, kenapa nak tinggi? If I were you, kan, kalau kita jalan dekat sini masuk, I am quite tak seronok lah sebab kita tak boleh nampak keluar terus ni. Sebab dia block by the wall. Betul. Raise up just a bit, just to differentiate the area we do for me lah. So you think back again. Okay, that is.
So on plan, you don't change from plan. It doesn't
Yes,
not
that
change at all.
doesn't change anything.
Only in section it shows the
Yes,
difference.
section.
Okay, understand that?
Okay.
So we are not asking you to redesign the plan.
No.
But
The
just
design
change
is
the height.
good already.
Yeah.
The design is
Okay.
good already in terms of the plan. The arrangement and whatsoever is good. It's just that when we look 3D, then 2D. Okay, when we look in terms of 2D, it affect our ni pula ni. Kan? Okay, so that is in terms of technical things. Okay, please consider that lah. And then in terms of graphic design, coloring, okay, when you have something is outside of your boundary, you don't have to color. Normally you don't have to color, but if let's say your item is too flat, okay, you need to put a bit of color just to bagi nampak, okay, to just to enhance your elevation. What you need to do is just put a very light color of the background, color sikit-sikit saja.
Okay.
Okay, so can we go to isometric?
Isometric. I think you need to put the context really, because this is the area, isn't it? And then and here you've got the shelter, isn't it?
Yeah.
right? And you need to draw the
Yes.
shelter.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you need to draw the
Okay.
shelter,
Yes.
right? And then over here you've got a green space, isn't it? Over here, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. You
True?
need to
Yes.
show a bit of
Right?
contact.
And then
Yes.
just draw, put that, then draw that green space. Then if it's grass,
Yes.
then draw
Yes.
the grass,
Flat one. Mm.
right? And then what you have? Then you have a wall somewhere here.
Mm.
I cannot actually quite read your plan.
Yes. And it cannot be just like this.
Yeah,
It have to
don't
be
do it in
double line or
isolation.
something.
So this is the wall, isn't it? Is that a wall?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to assume I understand what you're trying to do. So that's it. So maybe then the wall, then draw the wall.
Mm.
Mm.
Yes. You have a wall over here, kan?
Then draw the wall. Okay.
So you don't have that step there.
So
So that step should be eliminated, or you have to draw step up pula. Kan betul? Instead of step down, it have to be step up. Tapi ini step down lah sebab she assumed that it is a raise up, so step down. Tapi we decide not to put very high, not to put the level very high. So it probably go down pula kan? So go down macam ni lah. Okay.
right. So just complete the contact. I think you've got one. I think you've got a tree here as well, isn't it? Isn't it? You got a tree there
What things?
at the corner of your.
Do you have trees or something?
Yeah, ada tree tu, ada pokok nampak saya tengok tu nanti jap.
Over here. And then she have pergola, some
Yeah.
more.
So just draw that. You see this tree here?
Yes.
You got a tree there, isn't it? That 2 or 3 trees, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So draw the tree. Then your design will look nice. Your section.
It
It
will
has
look
content, it has character. Because at the moment your drawing looks very engineering.
Yes. And then that is one thing lah. Okay, see your step. You have only 2 steps in which in my understanding your level is only 500. 1, 2, 3 step. Okay, 3 step up. So your level is more or less like 500 up. 500 mm up high. Kan? Because you only 1, 2, 3 steps. Okay, you only have a few steps up. Okay, so alright. So the first thing is you need to decide lah. How much how much are you going to raise up the level, and then it affect the ISO.
Okay. May I ask what normally one step how many height?
160.
160.
160, 150.
150. 150 is the minimum. 160 is the ideal. The most is 175, but it is too high for the kids to climb.
The thread selalunya kalau outside is about 250 chicken.
Medium right.
Yang mana thread? The thread 250. Inside internal 250. Outside normally 300.
Right.
Macam
outside
tangga
here,
kan, tangga 250.
Right, tengok. So this is 300.
Okay.
This one is 160.
Yes. For landscape normally we use 300, but for internal staircase is
Internal
250.
250.
Yes.
Internal staircase like your house. Right. So this is the height, and also this is the thread.
And the step can be wider. The thread can be wider, but the riser cannot be high. Because it affect our steps. Kita langkah tu kan, kalau tinggi sangat kita tak boleh langkah. But the step can be more than 300. It's okay, but the minimum is 300.
So this is a riser and this is a thread.
Yes.
THRE.
So you have to calculate.
AD. Okay.
Okay.
So now I think this complete the context of your isometric. Then the whole thing looks very like it's not working on its own. It's not an isolated space. The other space, the other element that goes with it, for example, that make that space much more much more pleasing to look at. Okay.
Okay.
We go to the perspective.
Perspective, yes.
Perspective is unacceptable lah because it look like incomplete, and then
Yeah,
it is bird
it's kind of
over.
complete, but I want us to doctor a thing.
Mm.
Can you understand what I drawing for?
Yes, we
this
understand.
one thing.
Mm.
I self drawing and drawing the half until the halfway. Then I finally found that it's looking too messy. So I really
Yes, yes.
I really don't know how to draw again.
You have to reduce the scale of your perspective to half. Okay, we understand that you are trying to do the center part kan. So
Yeah.
what if you draw a center part as your focus and then you try to create, I cannot draw over here because it turned out the line is so huge, but it is, alamak, tengok the line is so huge. Okay, this is the vanishing point, for example, and this is your 1 point perspective, okay, something like that lah, or okay, something like that. It can be macam ni, or you take it a bit tilt lah, ataupun susah sangat ambil tengah je. So this will be your area to draw the the center part. Mula buat petak dulu tau, buat
Buat
petak
petak dulu, lepas tu kita baru
lepas tu baru cari, sekejap I try to choose the colour. Okay, and then macam tu, baru buat bentuk tu, and then you have to ni lah, betul draw tu macam ni.
Yeah,
Something like
if it's a let's say for example it is something like that, something like that.
This is your center pond ke pool ke apa tu, whatsoever. Then you have apa tu, the pergola apa ke, tengok je.
Pergola.
Next to it, then you have to draw lah the pergola next to it, buat satu lagi line. So this Unwin tepi kejap, Ariana tepi nak lukis nanti dia effect. Sikit.
Ariana, your cursor.
Gan tepi kan? Oh gan. Okay. Macam ni. So this will be your perspective of selamat silap.
Kan cantik tu.
Nampak tak? Dia start daripada tengah ni. So dia ni ambil tegak tegak horizontal line. Then this will be your pergola tu lah. I'm sorry. I'm so sad looking at my perspective. So bodoh. Looking ni.
Amboi.
Dan keras kan? Line tu.
Susah pakai cursor ni. Kalau freehand sedap.
So it will be something like that. And this is your so try to working on ni perspective tengah ni, and then this is tegak betul-betul tegak 90 degree. This is 0 horizontal. And then it all starting from here, and then dia punya titik ni, the vanishing point ni, kalau lagi bawah dia lagi nampak flat, kalau di atas dia nampak tinggi. So the problem that you guys facing when you draw is because of the vanishing point. Tiba-tiba nak buat tutorial kat sini. Okay, this is your perspective point. Your vanishing point effect a lot tau.
Yeah.
So this is your vanishing point. If let's say you start your vanishing point here, it affect your perspective. Nampak tak? Dia jadi tegak. But if you start your vanishing point downward, bawah sikit. Sekejap Okay, if let's say we put the vanishing point here, bawah sikit tengok it affect tau. Kalau nak dapatkan human eye view, put your vanishing point down 1/3 ataupun 1/4 daripada the 1 point perspective tu. Nampak tak? This is your vanishing point tengah. Ni Okay. So the key is that when you do a perspective, to make sure that you achieve the human eye view tu, letak di bawah sikit. But the one that I draw is too downward. Okay, you buat atas sikit. Macam tu. Tapi jangan ke atas dia akan jadi bird eye view. Bila ke atas jadi bird eye view, lagi ke bawah it become human eye view. Lagi bawah it become children eye view sampai semut eye view. Faham So this is the key. This is the key of your perspective. Faham
Faham.
That's why nampak you punya pergola belah kanan ni kan, belah kanan nampak bumbung atas kan, tak logik lah. Kan? Can you see you are looking from the top, isn't it?
Yes.
Perspective, isn't
Okay.
it? So
Betul. Why your perspective suddenly end up bird eye view? You keep on asking yourself, kenapa tiba-tiba buat nampak bird eye view? Okay, the problem is that your vanishing point. Your
Okay.
vanishing point is too high. Okay, when it is too high, what you get is the bird eye view. When you put it lower, you can get a human eye view. Faham eh? So please take a look back. Semuanya bermula daripada vanishing point tu. Kalau salah dia akan tukar dia punya.
I think the most simplest thing orang yang bodoh-bodoh macam saya ni tak pandai apa ni kan.
Jangan.
You ambil gambar lah, you ambil gambar mana-mana.
Yes.
Right? You take any picture of a perspective and identify where the vanishing point is, and then you copy saja benda tu. That's better.
Okay.
You understand that?
I supposed to show them the perspective, the one that I presented to last year student. Do you remember Dr. Din yang perspektif tu? Ada ni, tapi kejap kita tu. I supposed to show to them lah how. Sekejap lagi I tunjukkan yang itu ada bagi lecture sikit.
Okay. So but you see what I just suggested to you just now, the simplest trick, and I agree totally with Madam Chikim. What spoils any perspective is actually your vanishing point, your eye level.
Yes.
That spoils everything, really, because it doesn't look realistic. It looks very alien. Perspective. You cannot relate to that space, to that place that you're drawing, isn't it? So it looks strange. So when you look strange, that means you cannot feel you're comfortable with that space.
Yes.
Why? It's not because the space is not well designed, but because the perspective was drawn with inappropriate eye level or vanishing point.
Yes.
Macam ni, macam mana saya nak buat ni? Macam Madam Siti kata, one third up, one took, macam mana ni macam ni? Paling senang, get a photo, paste it on your piece of paper, put a pin as to where the thing is, and then you draw.
Yes, I agree.
And then remove that. You know, when you put your vanishing point on the photograph or on the photo step picture or whatever it is, put that one and then to try to draw this line macam Madam Siti buat ni. This line here. Right? And then remove that piece of paper or the photograph, and then you can start drawing your perspective already.
Okay, that's right. And then you have a photos that been taken by Dr. Hana and Madam Ija. You have the side photo kan. You can even draw your design on that side photo. Boleh juga. Boleh juga. So you don't miss the environment, the ambience tu. Boleh juga. You take a butter paper to draw, to trace.
Tak apalah, itu nanti mungkin next semester kot, the before and after punya pun boleh juga nanti.
Next semester kita physical kan, because saya tak dapat tunjuk tu, tak dapat tunjuk betul-betul lah, face to face. Okay, so as a conclusion, you need to redo your perspective plan because the scale is too huge, besar sangat. So that's why bila dia end up dia macam tak kena, betul tak? Kan? So you buat kecil sikit, kan? You kena dalam in your mind you have to estimate in your when you look at the blank paper, you have to estimate, you have to macam visualize dekat mana dia nak duduk tu. Dia boleh agak-agak dah dalam tu. So you boleh estimate dalam otak kita kat mana dia is supposed to be the vanishing point and the perspective have to be. So macam ni kan yang saya draw ni, nampak tak? So when you start the vanishing point and whatsoever at the center there, lukis pula center bulat tu, then you start to grow your perspective, baru dapat. Start dengan your key item dulu. Sebab when we do a perspective, we have to start with the key item. What are the main item that we want to show in your perspective? And then you start to grow your perspective to the left and to the right.
But usually sikit, I selalu my main item in any is I draw a man. I draw a person.
To make sure that
you draw that person, then you can relate to that person in terms of the scale and proportion, you know. Then anything that you want to draw, either the tree or the shrubs or the paving or the column of your pagoda, whatever, relate to the height of that person.
Betul juga, betul.
So you always relate. It's not about measuring. It's all about proportion.
Proportion, yes.
Isn't it? So if that man is 1.5 meters, so if the column is 3 meters, then you can see whether can you see whether the column is proportionally is twice the size the height of the man.
Yes.
You understand?
Betul.
Okay, understand.
Yeah, it's all about
Macam tu.
Madam and I, for example,
Okay.
that perspective
Okay,
is too long.
no, the height.
We can debate, but you must have that feel,
Yes.
Something's
Yeah.
not right here.
Mm.
But the most thing, the most problematic issue in any perspective, and Madam Fikir has rightly put this, I mentioned this before, if you got your vanishing point awkwardly identified at the wrong height, at the wrong place, then your perspective will spoil entirely. Yes.
Betul.
Yeah. In fact, I'm teaching you how to be even not to cheat, but how to be a bit clever. Let's say, for
Yes.
example, you said, "Wow, this vanishing point is very, very nice." Well, you know what? You can copy again that vanishing point put to another perspective,
Exactly.
right? And if you
Yes.
feel that you're not good, you can even use this vanishing point until your final year.
Dia macam
You
tu tau.
can feel comfortable.
Okay.
But get that vanishing point almost perfectly done, then beautiful.
Exactly.
Sometimes even your sketching is not that good, even your sketching of the tree, but the perspective point is nicely done. It will look quite good.
Yes.
Really,
Betul.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Macam Dr. Din cakap tadi, vanishing point tu dia ambil satu macam
I will
ni,
try
nampak
to
tak?
find the photo.
This is vanishing point
Yeah.
Okay. Lepas tu copy kan. Kita ada satu yang
Dia
vanish,
macam-macam.
macam tu. Ni start sini Lepas tu you have a vanishing point yang tengah. Okay, you have the center vanishing point. Then you ada ni. So that become your macam reference. Lama saya ingat. Okay,
I think ada kan diagram kan kita hantar
Ada.
kan. Take that what you do, you take that thing and just put it on your drawing. You can also do that.
So when I draw like this, faham tak? Vanishing point ni dia boleh start anywhere. Dia boleh start tepi. It can start at the corner there. It can start center. It can also start at the other side of the corner.
Just see where is your eyes focus lah.
Yes, exactly.
If I'm managing to talk you as to why we need to put our vanishing point either in the left hand side, asymmetrically located but not symmetrically located, there's a reason for that.
Yes.
Because sometimes you want to show one side of the space more than the other side of the space. But that's going to be a bit too complex. We're not going to even lecture. But I think but at this stage, just simply identify the most appropriate vanishing point. But try as much possible to avoid having it centrally located.
Yes.
Slightly to the left or slightly to the right hand side.
Yes.
And then the perspective looks a bit more dynamic.
That's correct.
Understand? Everyone understand that?
Yeah.
So you're lucky that Madam Fikir is giving you a quick lecture.
So faham sebenarnya kalau nak nampak cantik dalam bahasa mudah kalau nak nampak cantik, vanishing point tu jangan letak tengah tau. Jangan letak tengah. Letak dekat tepi. So dia nampak macam cantik tau. Dia letak tepi ni ataupun tepi ni. Jangan letak tengah. Bila tengah dia jadi macam perspektif biasa yang tak menarik sangat lah gitu.
Yeah.
So letak tepi. No matter how no matter where you put, whether left or right, dia akan nampak cantik tau nanti. Dia nampak ngam cantik elok. Tak pula nanti.
It looks dynamic.
Yes, it looks
dynamic. Very dynamic.
Okay, faham So we go to the next.
Okay, we go to the next one. All right. So anyone, please raise your hand.
Doctor, can I? Shinzi, yeah.
And where
From
you are?
Dr. Hannah, is it?
Yes, frame 14.
14, all right.
Okay. For my side plan and section plan is on the submission collar at the right side here. So I create my isometric first, and I pick a portion from my side plan, which is the relaxing area, is the pallet wooden table and also rattan seats. So yeah, this is my isometric drawing. I haven't used pen to draw the outline.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just quickly. Okay. It seems quite okay, but I would prefer it to be completed. All the sides, all the four sides of the isometric drawing that you have, so that it shows context. So where is this section? Where is this part of the isometric on your plan?
At the right bottom here. At the
here.
Yeah.
This one here.
Actually, I have a final side plan at the submission corner
Oh, where is that? Where's-
at the
where-
right side, beside the borrow image.
This one here.
Here,
This one here.
check in.
This one here.
No. I
Another-
mean, my final side plan is on the submission corner of my friend.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
submission
Okay.
corner. Mana tu corner tu? Oh, ni dia. Ah, ni dia.
Yeah.
Ah. So,
At
so where is
the
that space? Where is that space just now you're talking about?
Can you see that, my cursor?
Oh, that one there. So
Yes.
yeah. So please draw most as much as possible all the other neighboring spaces next to it,
Yes.
and then you find that the isometric look it looks as nice as perspective because there's no context in it because at the moment it looks like very much an engineering drawing, very very dry.
Oh,
You understand?
okay. So which means the isometric will more bigger, right? At here.
Yeah. Draw as much as what the space allows you to draw. You understand?
Okay. Understand.
Right? I'm not gonna, you see, for example, if you've got something there, for example, if you've got some tree at the outside, draw the trees, for example. If you've got a footpath there, draw that footpath there, for example. You know, if you've got some kind of pergola, then draw that pergola, whatever it is. You know, if there's if there's another footpath there, draw that footpath. Right? And if you've got another tree, then draw that tree. And if you've got if you've got a pool there, draw that pool. Finish it. Complete.
So the isometric is not necessary to be like a peta lah. Boleh apa-apa shape pun boleh kan?
Sorry?
I mean, if my at here
Rectangular.
I
Rectangular.
It is-
rectangular. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can extend out lah. I mean, you can extend out. It can be rectangular, it can be square. But normally, isometric is something like this lah. The one that is irregular shape is perspective sebenarnya.
This is not perspective drawing, right? This is
No.
no. This is not perspective. This is isometric. In other words, the measurement is as
Yes.
correct as the measurement in the side plan. It's a 1-to-1 exactly.
Dia macam ni, because your side is quite rectangular, so you will end up your design dalam petak tu is rectangular or square or something lah. But if let's say your side is round, it's different. Maksudnya ni your side ni macam ni. Ini kan, take a look at your plan. Your plan is look rectangular kan? It's not square. But when you're trying to do an isometric, you take a portion of it. It can be square or rectangular. Boleh. Memang macam tu lah cara dia. But if let's say your side ni bulat, betul-betul bulat betul-betul bulat, sini semua building. What you have on the side, this side is building. Then barulah you punya isometric tu nampak bulat. But the theory is that it's still 30-60.
Yeah.
Macam tu.
It's like you're holding a plate flat on your hand and then try to
Yes.
tilt it, you know. But when you draw it on the thing is when you draw in isometric, it doesn't look like a circle. It looks like slightly ovalish, you know.
Betul.
You understand?
Understand.
You know, when you, let's say for example on your isometric kat sini, kan, that the circle doesn't look actually perfectly circle. It looks ovalish because you know, if that's a circle like that, you know. Okay. You know, you can even though, but you see, the measurement of that circle is still there. The diameter is still there. But when you draw a circle, it doesn't look perfectly like a circle in isometric. A plan, it looks like that, isn't it? It looks perfect, isn't it? Right? But when you put on isometric, it doesn't look like perfect circle.
It will be oval.
That's why you draw the guideline, like Madam Chicken was saying, put the guideline, for example, look at the diameter and then draw a square of that, and then put the thing in there. But when you draw it, don't draw a circle.
Yes.
But draw the circle, you know, because, for example, you know, it has to look very ovalish. Something like that.
Yes. For example, take a look at your images dekat cursor ni. Nampak tak this one?
Yes.
This thing is round, right? But when you
yeah.
look it perspective, in a perspective way or isometric way, it become an oval. Perasan tak? So in your plan, it will become an oval. It will not look perfectly round. Or this one, yeah, reference layout. It doesn't look round, right? It look like oval. Betul tak ni? This one. So
Yes.
that is the apa? Dia punya teori lah.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
But actually, for this isometric, right, my length already. If I increase the length of my isometric, it will like cannot tak boleh muat kertas saya.
Oh.
So I
Why do you need to increase the length? This is exactly the space, isn't it?
no. Just now Chet-Din said I can like show up more context, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
because of the scale, because the scale being given is like that kan, berapa? 1 to 50.
150.
1 to 50.
Yeah.
When they draw, they cannot go out lagi lah sebab the scale is like that.
Yeah,
Unless you reduce the
just
scale.
draw as far as whatever the space allows you to draw. You know, you understand that,
Yeah.
right? So if there's a tree there, draw the tree there. If there's a footpath there, draw the footpath there. If there's a shelter there, draw a pergola there. Just draw that. So you find that that space becomes much more easy, nice to look at because there's context. Because when you are at the side, you don't actually be in the side. Because when you look around you as well, isn't it? When you're in the middle there, standing on side, you look at everything, isn't it, around you, right? So we want to see the context because the context also gives some sense of quality to the space that you have in the middle. Because now it looks like your space is like an isolated space, an island, isn't it? You understand?
Yes.
You understand? So draw until as much as the space this frame allows you, and that's it. Full stop.
Okay.
Right? This is not engineering where everything has to be shown perfectly. This is just showing a space. A place. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
And then my perspective, I do one only because I have some confused on my perspective. For perspective, I choose the center, the tiles, and the water feature. So I don't know whether my circle is draw correctly or not. It's a bit sengit lah.
No, it's correct. It's just that the scale is too huge.
Too huge. So yeah.
Okay.
But I think the vanishing
Tapi
point
kau
dia
macam
tinggi.
a bit tilting sikit tak? Sikit.
Dia nampak tinggi.
Kan, ke belakang dia look a bit tilting sikit.
Also the vanishing point need to be lower a bit lah.
Tak apa juga ni, boleh je. It's just
Boleh lah.
boleh.
Boleh lah.
Sebab dia punya ni bulat sini kan.
Boleh lah.
Lepas tu the point tu probably dekat mana ni you tarik point tu?
I tarik here.
Betul kan? Nampak kan? So this is the vanishing point kan? Vanishing point tengah kan? So ni. So dia duduk tengah, nampak tak? That's why dia nampak tinggi. Betul tak? Kalau vanishing point dia start sini, if let's say the vanishing point start here, the view of this oval will look differently. That's the ni lah, the theory. Nampak? Okay.
But I think this is still okay. But
this still okay. It's still okay. We don't say it's wrong.
But I think after some time you realize that I wish I hadn't done it when my first year.
Betul. Later on.
It's not wrong. But it's just a bit slightly. But it's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
It's
It's still acceptable.
still boleh. Okay.
Even your isometric is still acceptable lah. It's just that you have to show some contact on the side.
Yes.
It's correct. It's correct. 30-60 is correct. Okay, just a little bit comment on your section. Okay, when you do a section, it have to be flat, macam ni.
This one actually Dr. Hannah is also asking about this because
no.
then I have a reason. Because you can see my site plan. Actually, it is like a curve, so it will looks like tree.
Yeah, even though it's a curve, even though it's a curve, the first this is you draw the first part first, right, of the building, and then whatever that's behind it should still be on the same line, you know.
Yes. 2D.
like that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, like that,
Right?
Yes,
Just like that.
exactly. Let me erase my comment dulu nanti nampak. Silap, sorry. Mana nak padam. Biar tinggal Encik dia punya je. Nampak tak? It look flat. It have to look flat no matter what. Either it is curved ke and whatsoever, it still look flat because when
Yeah.
we look at section, we are actually looking something on 2D.
2D,
Yes,
not
2D.
3D.
When 2D,
But,
you look
yeah.
you will look at it
Yeah.
flat.
You see, let me draw another example. Let me draw. You see, it looks 2D now, isn't it? That elevation. But when you draw another line there that shows the back part of that elevation, you can still draw that, but in elevation. But the way you draw the way, let's say that ni ada tingkap, tingkap ke sini, tingkap ke sini, and then it looks a bit makin lama makin rapat contohnya ni kan. Macam tu, right? So here then you draw the roof there like that, right? Even the roof still like that.
Yes.
Something like that. So that's what it should look like.
Or yes. Or what are you trying to say that this thing is actually the pitch roof? Okay, when it is pitch roof, it will look like this. Okay, bukan dia sangat nampak tepi 3D macam ni. It will look like this.
Oh.
Means that if kalau dia pitch, pitch roof something like that kan. Okay, you look on the side ni, it look
besarnya.
something like that. Itulah apa benda dah tiba-tiba keluar besar je. Dah mati. Understand tak? Faham tak?
Faham.
You know, faham tak?
When you have something pitch, you tengok sini, it will look mana Dr. ni dah buang kan?
Oh, dah buang.
Yang macam tadi tu. So dia ada satu line atas ni. Something like that lah.
Because in this elevation here, the way you draw this section here, it seems if people understand the correct hang on, let me rub this off. The correct principles of elevation. People will think that this area here, this one here, this part of this first portion of your whatever this is lower than the one at the right. You see that the one behind it is higher.
Yes. It's more higher than the part.
Is it really?
Sebab one is a small one, lepas tu belakang tu lagi
Okay, tak
besar.
apa. But same principle. Mana macam ni lah. The first part is like that, and the second part is like that.
Yes.
Macam tu.
But it's still flat.
It's still flat. Right. So this one is the first part building. The one behind is second part building.
Yes.
Slightly higher, but it's still flat. Dia macam ni lah. If you hold that building between your two palm, right? Right. The shape, and then you try to crush it down. You rapatkan dia. So the final product of you crushing that two wall of the building is what you should draw.
It's flat.
Flat. Okay?
So for section AA, I need to redo, right?
Okay, you don't need to redo. What you need to do is take one piece of paper, redraw balik part tu saja, and then you tampal.
Tampal saja.
Color balik atas.
Okay.
The rest you keep.
Oh, okay.
But you have to find a suitable glue. Jangan cari glue yang ada air lah Cari yang uhu glue yang color
Uhu yang dry ni.
yang dry punya. So
Okay.
you tampal je kat situ.
Okay, alright.
Kalau air nanti you punya paper nanti dia akan macam
Yalah.
Makan air.
kedut nanti.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
next student.
Okay, thanks Chadin, thanks Marian.
Okay, Rawan, are you ready, Rawan? It's 3:30. Hello, is she here? Tak apa. So who is this one here? This one looks nice. Nur Nabila.
Which where?
Dia kat frame apa Nabila? Di sebelah tadi tu.
Sebelah tu tadi.
Sebelah dia
Oh,
tadi.
sebelah. Sekejap.
It looks. I'm looking at the plan. Wow. Ada ular apa ni, ular kapak ni. Faham?
Ada
Grafik
kapak.
okey nampak kan? Grafik.
Yang tu okey ke doktor? Cik Din.
Yang mana?
Yang tadi tu, yang gambar tadi. Yang ular tu, yang ular
Plan
tadi.
ni.
Tak kapak.
Yang tadi.
Perspektif ke?
Perspektif.
Okay. The perspektif tu angle dia okay tapi kena letak contact. You need to put some contact. Dia nampak
Tu tak
hanging.
habis.
Tak ada lagi Okay.
Mana
Tak habis lagi.
And then the colouring technique ni, you have to reduce sikit. Tapi tak apa.
Tak apa,
Later
nanti
on, when you put the elements next to it, try not to over colour the thing. You kena fokus je satu-satu benda je.
Ya. Contoh macam you punya rumput tu kan tak payah tebal sangat kan. Sebab yang lain tu biar apa tapi tumbuh yang rumput tu biar very light colour sikit.
Your isometric is correct. It's just that probably what you can do is to enhance with some material and also put some human figure to ensure that we understand the scale. Human figure not just at isometric drawing but also at perspective drawing. Okay, and then your perspective yang below ni, okay, as I mentioned just now, kenapa dia nampak tinggi is because of your vanishing point. Kan? We don't say that the perspective is wrong. It's right. It's just that dia nampak tak sedap kan doktor dia kan, dia tinggi.
Nampak tinggi tak? Nampak tak? Kita nampak macam nampak daripada tingkat 1 ataupun tingkat 2. Ataupun orang tu you 30 kaki tinggi. Nampak tak? Apa kita nampak pokok atas tu? Dia punya apa tu? Tak kan? Ya?
Kalau ke depan lagi dia punya yang kotak tu.
Tak, you punya vanishing point ni, je.
Okay.
Sini, sekarang cuba rendahkan sikit.
Turunkan.
Cuba rendahkan sikit.
Okay.
Ya, jadi you punya pokok nanti kita akan nampak daripada bawah kita akan nampak pokok tu bawahnya tu. Kita buat kan? Bau berlogik lah kan?
Ya, betul.
Kan? Ya?
Jangan lari tau daripada vanishing point tu. Yang penting the vanishing point and also the line attached to it ni. So this become your macam panduan
You punya guide.
Yes, this become your guide tau bila kita nak draw the vertical line of trees or building. So kalau benda ni betul, dia takkan lari punya. Dia betul.
Betul takkan lari. Dia kalau macam architecture drawing kita kena ikut line tu exactly, tapi landscape dia sebagai panduan saja nak pokok kita kan tinggi rendah kan, tapi sebagai panduan nampak logik lah.
Betul.
Kan? Jadi bila kita macam macam kita nak gunakan proportion tadi kan. Jadi kalau macam pokok depan besar ni, kalau same tree, pokok ni dia punya terang tu besarlah sikit kan. Kat belakang tu biarlah sikit kecil kan. Dan belakang tu lagi kecil. Haluskan sikit. Macam tu. Kan? Baru nampak macam tu. Ya?
The tree the thin the tree punya terang.
Lepas tu dia pokok yang kat depan ni mungkin dia banyak sikit rendering dia ke, lebat sikit ke kan, banyak dia punya apa. Belakang ni kurang sikit dan makin lama makin nipis dia punya coloring ataupun rendering dia tu.
The rendering will be
kurang. Itulah.
Thinner and
thinner. Macam saya draw ni kan yang kat depan ni kan, kalau paving ni yang ni dah besar sikit, yang ni pun makin kecil. Macam tu. Yeah, but as vanishing kata, get the most appropriate vanishing point ataupun eye level. Then you're done already. Settle dah. Yeah. Okay.
The rest I think it's okay. It's just that your plan tu, kalau colour dia, tapi you dah siap tu tak apalah Tapi later on in your next project, please be careful when you colour tu, tak perlu
tebal sangat. Semua gelap tu, semua dia punya apa tu,
But still it is okay.
Still okay. Nampak macam you got a good plan start already. Tapi nak kena perbaiki lagi.
Doktor, yang section tu, section B okey tak yang
section BB?
Section dekat bahagian
ni I'm here. Betul. Dekat Azhar Zikri ni. Is this the one next to your plan? Ni ke yang tak ada lagi or this one?
Yang ni ke yang ni?
Which one?
This
is the submission.
Yang bawah tu. Yang bawah.
Okay. Your section tu over-rendered in terms of the colours.
Lighting pun.
Tu
Oh,
orang
section
orang
ni.
tu dia ambil kat mana yang orang cantik dia punya figure ni?
Tinggi
Orang tu
juga tu.
saya guna butter paper, saya tekap.
Oh, tapi make sure it is proportion sebab orang ni macam hantu galah sebab bangunan ni macam rendah.
Bangunan tengok bangunan tu. Bangunan tu bukan perspektif. Bangunan tu kena sama tinggi juga. Dia punya measuring scale tu sama juga.
But I would say that this section is wrong lah ni, salah ni. Dia punya ni. You cannot see it as 3D. Yang atas ni betul. Yang bawah ni tak betul.
Yang mana?
Ni yang ni.
Yang ni kena
Can you see
rendahkan
my
lagi.
hand? Tak, this
nampak.
thing. When
Relax sikit
we
dia, relax sikit dia. Nampak macam 3D tu, tak boleh, tak boleh.
Tak boleh. It have to be flat. It have to be like this, section BB.
Okay.
Kan? Dia kena nampak flat tau. Just now we did mention to you dekat your friend tadi tu. Whenever we draw a section card, it have to be flat 2D. Kalau yang tak flat tu 3D. Yang you lukis ni 3D. 3 dimensi. So it have to be like this. The one
Dia
that
macam ni je,
Dr.
dia macam ni
draw.
je. Dia macam ni je.
Yang even yang meja ni pun dia nampak satu line je kan?
Dia satu line je sebenarnya. Saya draw circle pula.
Silap. Dia flat.
Jadi ikut dia punya tu.
Ikut dia.
Ikut dia punya tu.
Ikut dia punya.
Dia flat je tu je.
Ya.
Macam tu je.
Faham tak?
Ya. Yang ni pula adalah yang dia punya wall belakang ni ataupun ya.
Yang tempat duduk.
Macam ni lah macam ibu ni yang dia buat di sini tu.
Okay.
Dia walaupun dia curve ke tak curve, it look bila when you draw the elevation, it looks like a flat wall.
Okay, faham.
Yeah. But this person is definitely hantu galah ni.
Okay.
Lepas pokok tu pokok apa ni? Ni pokok apa ni?
Pokok apa nama? Tak ingat nama.
Salib Babilonica. Betul ke? Ganda merana. Yang mana? Yang mana satu?
Tadi ni yang ada bunga-bunga merah ni.
Bunga-bunga. Pokok apa tu?
Saya tak ingat saya.
Pokok bunga kahwin.
Ni pokok salix, ni pokok red palm, yang ni belah kanan ni. Pokok apa tu? Tak ada gambar ya?
Tekoma. Pokok bunga merah, tekoma ataupun frangipani.
Banding orang tu.
Yang merah tu bunga je.
Yalah, memanglah bukan pokok apa.
Pokok kemboja ke? Pokok kemboja. Yang selalu Balinese tu pakai. Tapi okay. Tengok sebelah you punya Kak Wan ni yang buat ni siapa ni? Cantik tu pokok dia.
Cantik.
Maisara. You tengok pokok Maisara buat tu Mamboy. Maisara tak payah treat lah.
Nicely.
That is nicely done. Kita tengok kita faham.
Pokok dia cantik, pokok dia, rendering dia. Ini semua dalam grafik, boleh copy je.
Ya. Maisara tak payah treat lah sebab kita tengok dah okey dah sempurna.
Cantik.
Medek tadi tu pokok semarak api.
Semarak api dia menetap ke?
Tapi janganlah gitu. Pokok semarak api nampak macam pokok ni tau. Yang tengok Maisara punya ni.
Dia kembang.
Lebih kurang macam ni, dia kembang.
Dia kembang.
Okay.
Ya? Tapi orang tu definitely tak tinggi macam tu. Ataupun scale dia tak betul ni orang tu.
Orang tu kalah.
Ni session ni tak banyak tak kena ni. Ya, tak kena. Okey, ada apa lagi tak?
Tak ada.
Kena tengok balik pokok-pokok tu cuba tengok yang macam contoh Maisara. I'm not saying that Maisara tu terlalu cantik ke apa tidak, but Maisara has did a correct section. Nampak tak Maisara lukis kan? Yang depan dia buat terang, yang belakang tu dia buat gelap sikit, nampak tak? This is how we supposed to draw. Okay, whatever depan we have to color it thicken the color. Nampak tu? Yang belakang tu dia draw kurang sikit colour dia, and then the building silhouette colour je, nampak tak? So baru you nampak depth. Faham? But Maisara punya ni lagi cantik kalau yang depan-depan ni dia tebalkan sikit kan. So dia nampak lagi fokus. Sikit lagi lah. Tapi kalau tak nak sentuh, kalau dah tak ada masa pun tak apa je.
Okay, medium.
Masa tak yang treat ni, yang kita tengok yang critical je.
Okay, who wants to volunteer to have a look? We got about half an hour.
May I?
Before we close shop.
Okay.
And you are?
I'm Ming Hui.
Canvas,
Book
what
base
frame?
13, frame 2.
Frame
2. 2.
2. Yang ni ya? Oh, bawah ni. Okay.
Should I start?
Yep.
Yep, alright. Okay, first I want to present my section first. Section, I already do the finalize. This is my final section. But I think my title block do something wrong. I
Your what?
forget to write another scale. The title block here, I only write 1 to 100. I miss 1 to 15. Later I will edit. The section, the first section is here. I think I have drawn it in my. Jyothin can see more clearly in the side plan third draft. That is the line.
Submitting now, so
I'm looking at your submission
The
column.
final submission also okay.
Yeah.
Here is the
That's section A.
this is the section
Okay,
AA.
all right. So you cut into the pond in the middle.
Yeah, and
Outdoor
the section
classroom,
BB
yeah.
is here. Until here.
Okay, all right.
This is my section BB.
So
And as you can see, the my section AA is I show the focal point in my side plan, and also I show some height of the tree. And for my section BB, I also show the outdoor classroom here and the shelter. I show more clearly the design of my shelter.
okay, I think in your section, this top you done section A. I think if you can draw a bit thicker line, the profile of the trees, for example, because it's at the front of the building.
Oh, okay.
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 So it shows that it's closer to you, and the building has the backdrop.
For both or for section A only?
Sorry, for all, even for this section here, but here is
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, even the shrub, for example, you can draw a bit, for example, a bit more thicker line, for example. All right, so that it shows that, you know, something like that. Okay.
All right.
Okay. But Ming Hui, can you draw your trees like what? Siapa tadi? Masyara tadi, please lah. Sayang lah, you punya design cantik, tapi you punya drawing of the trees tapi itu tak cantik lah.
Tapi kan ni siapa, what's your name again?
Ming Hui.
Ming Hui. Your shrub tu cantik tau, tapi when you do the colouring, it's spoil. Your shrub tu nampak macam professional je lukis kan? Shrub. Your tree pun not so bad, tapi when come to colouring tu, yeah. Do you do a photostat for this? Do you have the duplicate drawing?
Sorry?
Do you have a duplicate drawing for this? You
No, I don't think
photostat or something, or you do on your masterpiece?
I do in my masterpiece.
Do you have a copy of this?
Do you have a copy of this, photocopy or something?
No.
Okay, so a reminder for a student, kalau nak buat, this one is A2
Itu.
Oh, A2 susah sikit nak photostat, dia apa tu mahal. But if let's say you do it in A3 drawing, you do a photocopy dulu tau, then you try to colour. Colour ni dah okay, yang belakang ni, the building tu, tapi seems like tak apa, it's not wrong, it's just that probably what you can do is you touch up sikit kot. Okay ni, tak over-render lagi ni, masih okay. Yang
I think Shiki, what she can do is maybe dia by apa tau, yang watercolor pencil tu tau, pencil, work pencil on this one here, to give that apa tu, that texture.
And then the section cut ni pun boleh itu lagi pakai pembaris kan. You use the scale ruler tu buat tebal sikit to enhance, but don't put more colour. Jangan letak colour lagi. You cuma enhance sikit je.
So means that I need to show more clearly the texture of the line like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
a bit more
yes,
texture, a bit more
of the line.
texture.
But don't overlap the color. The color is enough. Okay. For example, this tree, you have 2 layers of tree kan? The one at behind and in front. But it looks very macam very simple. So what you need to do is you take the pen, okay, 0.2, 0.4, and don't use 0.6 it's too thick. So you buatlah garis-garis sikit ni, kecil-kecil ni. Tak nak lukis kat sini sebab nanti dia
Tak nampak
turn
tebal.
out tebal sangat. Okay, so dia buat tarik kan. Just do
Dia macam siapa tadi lah, macam Masyarah buat tadi.
yes.
Masyarah tadi tu, the way you should draw.
Ni tengok I malas nak lukis nak buat tebal
tak
kan.
boleh,
But
nampak
you
tebal.
draw lah, you draw.
Tak boleh.
A very thin line. Tahu? Enhance je. Render sikit je. But don't put more colour. Dah cukup ni colour ni. Ataupun you buat texture sikit kan, you buat macam render pen, you do the pen rendering sikit, then it would look nice.
Sometimes kalau you kurang yakin sedikit, tak apa time, you take the softer pencil, the most darker softer pencil pun
Can.
boleh juga, tapi
Can.
tekan sikit pun boleh juga.
Yes.
Because sometimes pencil is more easy to control tau, dia punya thickness, dia punya gelap dan apa tu. Kalau pen one line is all black, satu line hitam saja. Pun boleh juga. Pencil. And if it's wrong, you boleh padam lagi.
Yes.
Kan? I'll leave it to you. But this graphic, it's not wrong, but it's all about graphic,
Okay.
Okay, our symmetric pun sama juga lah. Tim same comment juga
Yes.
Put the context in Okay. Alright.
Which one?
Your isometric drawing, it don't have any contact. You're supposed to show the back contact ni, belakang-belakang.
Okay.
You know what the spaces around there? These
Yes.
spaces, what's here and what is here.
Betul. That's correct.
Alright?
Okay, but the angle is correct already. You don't have any perspective to show yet?
Oh, I have the perspective is draft.
Oh.
I haven't do the finalized here.
Okay.
Tapi it looks okay kot yang ni, the one that you colour ni. It's just that you have to,
yang ni
yes,
okay,
this is
yang ni.
correct, this is correct.
This
I
is
think
correct, this is
the
correct.
vanishing point is correct. It's
Yeah.
just that perempuan ni, but it's still okay lah. But make sure that this girl, the scale is more or less like 1.5 meter, 1 to 1.6.
Ming Hui, can you show me the tree in your perspective? Where is that same tree in your section?
Sorry, which one?
This third perspective third draft,
Uh-uh.
right? The trees in that perspective. Can you show me where that tree is in any of your section? Is that
This tree is here. This
in your section?
Oh,
in my section. Or
this one.
the belakang punya.
Oh.
But why the front tree is lower? Why the front tree is lower?
Because I think that because I based on my site plan, this tree, the infant tree,
Memang
this tree
lower.
is smaller. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But it's the same tree, same species.
Yeah, it's the same tree.
All different tree. But the way you draw is like the same tree. Satu anak dia, satu mak dia, satu bapak dia.
This tree is same tree in my perspective.
So means that we have on site 3 numbers of trees. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And the one that here is lower than others. This one is higher, this one, okay.
Yeah.
If you take a look at perspective, it should be at the same height or almost at the same height sebab because yang belakang ni akan kelihatan lebih kecil. The one further in front ni, it will look dia macam sama tinggi tau. Contohnya macam ni Okay, at side you have the trees like this. 1, 2, 3, something like that lah Okay, you are standing here. Okay, so when you look at perspective, okay, dia nampak nanti dia akan almost the same tau sama tinggi. Okay, dia akan nampak lebih kurang sama tinggi macam ni. Yang tinggi tu dia akan jadi lebih kurang sama tinggi. The second one, sorry. And the second one dia sama tinggi. Sebab
Let's say for example pokok yang depan ni is 3 meters, yang belakang tu 5 meter, belakang tu 8 meters 3, 5, 8 kan. Tapi dari perspektif nampak sama aja.
Dia nampak sama.
Okay.
Berbeza dengan is different than if let's say you have a tree like this. Okay, you nampak macam ni kan.
Semua same height contohnya.
Same height contohnya.
Then pokok belakang tu
1, 2, 3. Betul macam Cik dia cakap. So in your perspective dia jadi macam ni. 1, 2, 3. Faham tak?
Faham.
Semakin kecil. So whatever far from you, you will see it dia makin kecil. Okay, for example, this is your vanishing point. You tarik macam ni kan. So dia macam tu. Nampak tak dia tu? Faham
Faham.
So macam tu lah.
Okay. I want to ask because this building actually is I want to show the design of my library, and saya rasa macam kat tepi ni macam ada sengit sikit. Sebab dia bukan dia ni macam tu buku rak punya. Tapi saya tak buat itu regular shape. It is the irregular shape.
How does it look like in design?
I have a borrowed image this.
Oh, I see.
Tapi saya tak buat dia macam sengit macam ni lah. Saya ada buat sikit shrek sikit tapi dia punya rak macam ni.
Okay. Alah, you copy je benda ni, you trace je lah.
Trace je.
Kenapa you tak trace je? Okay, you take this photo and then you just trace. Copy, masuk dalam ni. Exactly. We can do like that tau. It's not wrong. Ni, you take this photo, you put it here, and then you trace it. Dia akan nampak sangat-sangat macam ni. We understand the design.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, we understand. Dia macam tip masuk dalam, dia slant dalam kan. And then it's not, it is irregular shape.
Yeah.
So,
but normally it looks like it's flat, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, but for example, you can you can be like that. Some of them can be like that.
Yes, betul.
You just enjoy yourself doing the whatever.
Betul.
Something like that. Okay. Something like that.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you don't have to draw exactly. This is just an impression.
Yes.
And I think when you want to do working drawing, then you have to have perfectly. But this is impression, the character, which means the elements here are all placed not on a flat plane, but something irregular for us. So just show that in your perspective. It's enough already.
Yes.
Saya drop pun dah okey dah tu. Nampak tak?
Nampak tak? Can you see the difference? You dah nampak kan? So
ikut lah.
that's all about it.
Saya exactly. This is just impression saja. Yeah. Alright.
So for the inside of the library, I should put the darker color, right?
You take a look at this perspective. Okay, the photo. Okay, you try to imitate the feeling of here to here. Okay, this photo, if you take a look at this photo yang ni yang gambar reference ni, okay, the sun direction is from here. So that's why this panel, the first panel, you see it clearly. And then the sun shadow here, kan? Sun coming from here, so it create a shadow over here. So what you see is this part is black and this one is a bit cerah. Okay, but for you tengok kalau susah nak fikir, you anggaplah the direction of the sun tu dia datang daripada sini. So this become darker, yang ni dark, yang ni dia ada ni. Dia ada dia gelap sikit. Tengok je gambar tu, then you imitate the feeling tu. Boleh je.
Tapi cantik ni if the architecture of this element is nice, maybe you should expand their perspective.
Yes. Keluar lagi.
Keluar that size. You understand? Then you can actually show the internal.
Yeah. You just
so I'm suggested to draw it landscape.
Sorry?
I'm suggested to draw this perspective in landscape.
Yeah, this landscape format dia lah sikit lah.
Yeah. A little bit.
Je.
Because at the moment, the perspective, the space, it looks a bit you know, it requires a bit more elements, you know, a bit more quality in the placemaking exercise. Since this element here is is a very powerful element, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why are you hiding it? Just showing one side of it, right? So you can prepare walking on the side, and even if we have walking people in the middle, for example, then you can play with light and shadow as well. You know, this is very difficult to draw with pen here. You know,
Yeah.
you see, perspective is all about vanishing point. It's all about context. You know, never draw things in isolation. Even though a space, if there's an adjacent space next to that space that you're focusing on, try to draw that, but not draw the whole thing. But just to show that. You understand?
Yeah, understand.
But we are learning. No problem. No problem. It's okay. All right.
Okay.
I cannot see your. This I've told you this now. Right, context. Right, context of the isometric.
And this is my second.
You know what's wrong with this one? Okay, you tell me what's wrong with this one. Yeah.
Which one?
This perspective.
Oh, I know. Because the estimate is small. Because
Ini tengokkan drone ni.
I also have sent this perspective to Dr. Hannah and Madam Ija. And then you just say that she prefer the angle like this. That the people standing between the library and the tree. Yeah, but Dr. Hannah prefer I only draw the people standing in front of the library. So that's why I put two. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But never mind. It's look like you are improving your perspective.
Yeah. Okay.
But this angle is correct as well. Yang baru ni, the one that baru. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Right.
Okay, who's next? One more student.
Okay, one more.
I have another perspective.
Yeah.
I haven't printed. This is my second perspective drawing.
Yeah, this is the one that I said the angle is correct. It's just that finish it macam tu. And then as what we said just now, me and Dr. Din said that, okay, yang ni you ambil tengah kan? Okay. It's good if let's say you ambil tak center sangat. The vanishing point is actually at the center.
If this is your picture plane.
Yes.
Right, ambil tepi sikit ke, either here ataupun here, but not in the middle.
But we don't say that this perspective angle is wrong. It's right.
No.
It's just that if it is good if let's say you take the angle a bit off to the right or to the left, off to the left. Tapi kalau you nak proceed dengan perspektif ni pun okey juga, tapi impact dia tak cantik macam sebelah ni lah. Sebab even you take a look at this kan, the photo, nampak tak dia pun ada angle ni, this photo. Ni, you take a look at this photo, the angle, dia pun ada angle tau, dia tak ambil tegak betul. This perspective pun angle, this pun angle, nampak tak? Dia tak ambil tengah-tengah. Tengah-tengah biasa apa tau, kita nak tunjuk macam normally when we do a perspective of archway ke apa, nak tunjuk focal point, then kita ambil tengah. Tapi kalau if let's say we want to show the environment surrounded, biasa kita tak ambil tengah.
Macam ni yang macam bangku ni kan. Look where the corner perspective is. It's somewhere here, you know, it's not in the middle. Can you see that? Can you see how dynamic that furniture and that space looks like? You understand? Okay.
Yeah.
Kalau if you put tengah-tengah ni, Allah, it looks okay, but not very exciting to look at.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I think we're done kot. I'm gonna letih ni petang ni.
Betul lah. Dah okay kot.
Okay. Right.
So
hopefully everyone has learned from everyone else based on our comments on all your friends' work. Hopefully you learn from them. And this will be recorded. You learn from them as well. Hopefully you look at it and how it makes things look better. You know, but I think generally most of you, I mean, you're in the right direction generally. right? But I think when you go to your second semester, and hopefully we could get a face-to-face, we can come back to the campus. Then there will be much more interactive, and interaction when we sit with you again. Okay, any questions? Any final word from anyone?
Doctor, can I?
Okay, one more. Okay, I'll squeeze in one more. Okay.
I'm from Workbase 3, frame 27.
Frame?
27.
Okay. Jackie.
Okay.
Yes, so I already come out 3 section plan, which is 1 to 100 and 1 to 50.
Your perspective look good lah. Cuma overcolor pula.
High level dia kena.
Perempuan tu kenapa dia macam tu?
Say hi to a friend.
The lady, oh my god.
Ini agak yang hantu yang kat bis sebelah tu kot.
Jangan Cik Din.
Hantu galah dulu. Kalau 20 tahun lepas
kaki dia sama-sama yang nampak tu. Nampak tangga tapi kaki nampak juga tu.
Your perspective look good. It's just that you overcolor it.
Yes, selalu. Yeah.
It's just that yes, the perspective angle is good and whatsoever. It's just that we cannot see the landscape element in it. We look at I feel like I'm looking at the architecture punya perspective. Tak nampak landscape element. Probably you have to, you nak tunjuk wall ni apa tu.
Because this is the corner that should go through the river, that small area.
That is why I told you before. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Siapa nama dia? Jackie ya.
Yes.
And I think because I dengan she came with architecture background. When we look at it, kita nampak exactly the same perspective. But when you see this, it looks very architectural. So this is where you can start working with the so-called this landscape space, which looks very architectural. Start putting, for example, what happens if I put some tree here? I'm just talking, Oh, that one looks nice. Okay, if that happens, then if this looks perfect with the trees, then go to the plan, add the trees. You know what I mean? Or maybe, for example, here, maybe let's say, what if I were to put some pergola here, for example, on top of the staircase, for example, right? Like that. Oh, this looks nice. And then maybe you have some climbers coming down from. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, if that looks nice, go back to your plan. Just add that one. You understand? Then boleh nampak. That looks very much like an outdoor plaza space punya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Din, because we already submit our site plan, right? So if I add,
boleh.
Just boleh, no problem.
Okay. So the right hand side one,
right hand side ni Allah dia punya colouring tu tak maulah macam tu.
Colouring you tak konsisten lah, yang sebelah tu very pekat, yang belah kanan ni nak cari sangat.
Using different method because the right hand side one is colour pencil, the left hand side one is marker.
Saya tak syok lah tengok belah kanan ni. Allah, tak mau langsung lah.
I myself was all
Jackie, from your plan also the same. Dia ada 2 different yang ada yang belah atas tu dia cair dah.
I mix
dekat plan.
Because I don't know why my marker or when I use half or suddenly tak ada ink.
Because you didn't close the lid kot, tak tutup. Tutup. They tend to dry out if let's say you didn't close it. Dia tutup dia punya tutup tip dia tu right after you use it. Dia guna sikit tutup. Kalau you biar memang dia akan kering.
Oh, ni lah.
Ni apa ni? What is this? Alamak.
Something like pergola tapi tak ada dia punya. I have picture, I think. Here, this one. You see?
What is this? I mean
Decking
the
lah, kan?
colour, the one on the floor. Apa
For
ni?
the flower.
Janganlah macam tu. Draw. Ya. Draw sikit, saya tak kerti dari sikit.
Saya pun tak kerti dah tengok.
Nak draw hijau-hijau, lepas tu letak titik-titik merah tak apa sikit.
Okay, this is actually is it drop the flower drop on the grass ke apa? That's my question.
Is that shrub? Are these shrubs or grass?
Or shrub?
Like I'm planting Portulaca scandiflora on the floor.
Oh,
I see. No lah, tak lah.
Portulaca tak macam tu. Dia Portulaca rapat-rapat warna dia. Ini macam titik-titik yang macam pokok tulip aja.
Okay, take a look at the borrow image that you have here. Ni nampak tak yang benda yang circle? Tengok ni, nampak tak yang ni? The one that we have over here. So you colour macam itu je. Titik-titik pakai, dia macam ni. Macam mana nak tunjuk this is the Portulaca punya leaf kan, and then you have flowers kan. Okay, you try, you tak colour and then you put the liquid paper, titik, lepas tu you colour balik dengan marker kat atas dia. Susah nak cakap tapi nak kena tunjuk benda ni macam mana nak buat, kalau tidak tak jadi.
Tapi kenapa ada tangga, ada steps tu tapi you don't have
suddenly.
It looks very like it's floating because you have the steps, you don't have the apa ni?
The receipt
Because I don't know, maybe.
You know what Dr. Hannah is saying, when you draw the step, it should hang on. On perspective wise, right? It should look like this. Dia kena nampak sikit dia punya apa tu, dia punya thread tu.
Dia punya base
Macam tu. Kan, sebab kita nampak orang ni tinggi. Nampak tak orang ni tinggi? Orang ni tinggi kan? So dia patut nampak benda tu kan? That this element here, this tempat letak kaki tu. Tapi tak nampak. Soalnya macam dia macam elevation sikit. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, so macam ni kat sini mungkin ada satu lagi sini. Ni ada sikit lagi. Tapi makin lama dia makin kecil lah. Macam tu. Yeah? Like that. And then baru you punya platform tu lepas your railing. Dah tu. Okay?
Okay.
Alright.
So the isometric plan.
Plan tak mana ada plan.
Isometric is not a plan. It's isometric. Tapi nampak pelik sikit ni.
So perspective is also not plan. Perspective.
No, perspective. Plan is plan. Two different entity.
Okay.
This is what Madam Chiki was saying, for example. You know, your vanishing point is somewhere there, for example. You know, even if it's somewhere there, for example, you can see then it'll be a bit more exciting. Because you can also see this side of the wall and this side, your perspective will look, it will look a bit more like that. You know? Sorry, not this one, sorry. The other one. This one here. Yeah, this one here. Right? So then this one will look more like that. You see more of that. That way. Kan? Sebab sekarang ni your perspective somewhere in the middle. So it looks very, very, very symmetrical. And it tells the space, it shows the space, but in terms of the dynamic quality of the perspective, not that quite nice. Okay? But I'm not asking you to change, This one just do the rendering saja. Don't do another one.
Oh, okay.
Alright? Okay.
So do I need to do any improve for this?
Yeah, just steps, for example, just steps.
Okay.
I think the perspective is okay already. But it's just rendering. And instead they do of 3D.
But if you feel uncomfortable, kan, kalau if you don't have time, just proceed lah. Tapi if you feel uncomfortable, you want to test another one, you cuba tengok the vanishing point here, the horizontal line tu. Cuba ambil dekat sini. Mana sini this is the line. Bukan kat sini tau. At the moment your vanishing point or vanishing line is here. Nampak tau? Okay, what if jangan ini tapi ini. Nanti dia akan make lots of difference tau. Nanti dia lain. Faham tak? Do you understand? If let's say the horizontal line is here and vanishing point is somewhere here. Nanti if you have time, if you want to redo.
Okay.
Kalau if not, you just proceed with whatever you have to lah. And just do some make good of the drawing.
So if I use the below vanishing point, I can't show the seed at here, right? The seed at here I cannot show because already blocked.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
Satu lagi your figure tolonglah lukis balik. Dia banyak example. Tak nak draw trace saja. Tolonglah.
Ya, betul. Buat elok lah. Simple macam ni pun tak apa. Macam ni je. Nampak tak? This is architectural punya.
Okay.
Macam tu pun boleh.
So the isometric drawing. Okay.
Where is that? This one here.
Isometric, the one below.
Ini kan?
Yes.
I think
This
it's same
one-
comment, yeah.
Yes.
Draw the context of that space.
It's the same comment. Draw the contact.
So I have to use the whole paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when you draw the whole paper, when we draw in the whole paper, what you can do to be with this sometimes, maybe what you can do is discolor the one in the middle. All the context just leave it as black and white. Also you can do that.
The rest of the context tu tak perlu detail pun tak apa.
Tak perlu detail, and then don't have to color that as well.
Outline macam tu je.
Yeah, but the one you're showing now, for example, that one can be more detailed in terms of coloring, in terms of rendering, and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah,
understand.
so that saves a lot of time also.
Okay.
Because we can still read the context, but we may not be able to read the color and texture of the adjacent spaces. But at least we can see that it is giving some complementary context to the focus of the focal area that you're working on. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's it. Good.
It's already azan lah.
Almost done. Okay, guys. So, Dr. Anna, any final word for submission?
Okay. For submission, I think your presentation will be on Thursday at 9 o'clock. Okay, so we will have the full day lah because you don't have class at 11. So the presentation will continue sampai habis lah, sampai the last presenter. But in terms of submission, I think we will allow you to submit before 12 the day before lah, bukan before 5 ke bukan before 3 because of some of the time that you've lost.
Dr. Anna, so the presentation is berapa bulan?
20.
Oh, 20. Okay, nanti baik. Sebab aku naik pada 19, I ada proposal defense, I share. Okay.
20.
Okay, good. That's on a Thursday,
Yes.
Okay, good.
So you guys can submit before 12 on 19th, before 12 a.m. and then by 9 to everything should be on Miro. Okay. So your submission will be in Miro and also e-learning PDF. I will create the submission punya link. Okay, is that clear?
All right, Doctor.
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
I will remind again in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Alright.
Doctor.
All right. Okay. Anything else, Cik Din, Madam Shikin?
Okay. Shikin tak dapat datang, Shikin. Hari Thursday, Shikin.
Saya meeting.
Meeting, okay, tak apalah.
Manager,
Tak apa. Okay, tak apa.
Manager ada.
Manager ada, okay. Alright. Okay.
Saya ada meeting petang adalah, pagi tak
Tak
ada.
apa. Tak ada. Kita nak just nak audience saja basically kan. Kita bukan nak create sangat pun. Kita kalau apa kan, bagi tu semangat sikit whatever it is lah. Okay, never mind. Okay guys, saya rasa tu saja lah kot.
Okay.
Alright, so the best of luck for the next few days and hopefully by